Hey friends, we started from the bottom and now we're here. Okay, you guys, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another video. So it is April 2019 and we're going to jump into our budget video. So what does that mean? We started at the bottom and now we're here. You guys, I am so excited. When I started off this budgeting journey, I did not see any way out of this debt that I had gotten myself into with student loans. And of course, it's a necessity of life because I needed those loans to go through school. And I remember about 2 years ago, I had $8,800 and some odd dollars, and it was a daunting task to me. And then something switched in my brain last year to get Gazelle Intense. And at today's taping of this video, I owe $1,483 and some change. And I am about to be officially debt-free with the exception of my home. And then I will be moving on to Dave Ramsey's baby step number 3. So if you're new to my channel, my name's Shakema. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I am a student of Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. I actually started taking Financial Peace when Jackson probably was about a year old, maybe a year. He was between a year and 2 years old. So for sure 7 years ago, but I think he was a year old. So about 8 years I've been doing Dave Ramsey. And I honestly probably should have been out of debt by now. I read the book, I went through the worksheets, I did the budget faithfully every single solitary month for 6 straight years. But I couldn't rationalize in my brain how to get Gazelle Intense until about the last year. And so what I have done now is I have changed my way of thinking. I have decided to make baby step number 2 first and foremost in my life and get out of debt. So with that being said, I want to show you my April 2019 budget and talk a little bit about how I'm planning to get rid of that last $1,483 and some change worth of debt. Okay, you guys, so here's my personal budget worksheet or my spending plan for the month of April 2019. If you're new to my channel, this budget sheet I got online and it should be linked down in the description box below. And it is my MYMT personal budget worksheet. The reason that I like this sheet versus the sheet I was using at the very beginning is because this allows me to track my weekly spending. So on this first page here, it tells me that this is my budget worksheet. Then I have expenses for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and this even goes out to expenses for week 5. You probably could make another tab for special expenses or something of that nature if you really wanted to. But I like being able to determine what I'm spending each week. For my sheet, it has 2 columns. It has the budgeted column, what I think I'm going to spend and what I think I'm going to make. And then an actual column, what I think I'm going to spend, what I actually make, and then what I actually spend. So this month, my payroll deposit was $2,952.81. So you will notice a few other categories here under my income section. I have kids deposits, YouTube payments or Google AdSense, travel reimbursements or mileage because I do get some mileage for work, and then unexpected gifts, money, blessings, funds transfer, etc. So for the month of April, I had just budgeted in $2,952.81 because that is what I expect to make for my payroll. So remember, I can look in my employee portal about a week ahead to see what my payroll deposit will be. And this is the number that was there. As far as kids deposits, because I can never be sure whether the child support is coming or not, I don't budget for what I think is coming. I actually wait until it comes and then I actually put a number here. So if you are a parent, male, a dad with the kids or a mom with the kids, or if you're a married couple and you get child support for your children from a previous relationship, what have you, my encouragement is to not count that money in your budgeted amount. That way you don't set yourself up for failure if it doesn't come in and you're only stuck with your payroll. That has happened to me several times where from whatever reason there has been no deposits, and then I'm kind of stuck in a hole because I had already counted on that. Also, I don't count in any YouTube money until I actually get it, which is about the 21st of the month, and then I will add it into here. So for the month of March, I received $111 from YouTube, and YouTube is not, I mean, I don't make a large amount. I'm thankful for any amount that I make because it does help go towards my student loan payments. So for this month, I budgeted in $2,952.81. Moving down, I now have my expenses categories. So here under living, I have my mortgage, electric, water, telephone, internet, household repairs, handy-mandy, homeowners insurance, and lawn care. So handy-mandy will not be coming in this month. I will actually have her come in the month of May and haul off some trash for us. And I think I want her to do some painting, and there's a couple other little projects that I would like for her to do. So for my mortgage, $910, it used to be $909.95. Then this year it moved itself to $901, but I'm taking it to $910 and using the overage in my escrow, because last year I came up short about $100 on my escrow. So I'm hoping not to come in short on escrow this next year. So I'm putting the extra. So I'm hoping not to go over on my escrow, and so I'm putting in about $9 extra every month, which will go a long way at the end of the year because I was only over by $100 and some odd dollars. My heating and electric went down this month. It was $120.94. Last month it was $127. But normally we are way down by now. So either they have jacked up our rates a little bit, or we're just using way too much of something. Our weather is a little indecisive because 2 weeks ago we were wearing shorts. Well, I wasn't wearing shorts, but kids were wearing shorts. And now we're back to wearing winter coats. It's really cold here. So we're in almost April, you know, right at April 1st, and it's freezing. So we can't decide between heat and air. So right now we're still at 120, but it did go down some. Water bill was $63.76, which went down a few dollars, which is no problem. That was very good. And we're holding steady around the $63, $65 mark with our water bill, which is normal for us. Telephone and insurance. So my telephone is $188.24. Now, most of you, if you've been following me for a while, know that my son and I share car insurance, and we share a telephone line. Because of his job, if something were to happen to him, then I need to be able to do business for him. So we share those two accounts. Everything else he deals with on his own with no problem. But I am also on his banking information as well. So because we share car insurance, our car insurance comes due every 6 months. Now, our car insurance will not let me break the payment up, meaning they won't let me pay my portion with my credit card and his portion with his credit card. So he pays my portion, and I pick up his cell phone bill for as many times, as many months as it takes to pay my portion of the car insurance. So I am doing his portion, which is $90, and I'll do 3 months of his car insurance, or 3 months of his cell phone bill to make up my portion of the car insurance. My internet bill, which I just have internet, and I have internet phone for the kids, for their dad to call, is $70.99. And then lawn care should start back up in the month of April, which I will have $60 for 2 monthly cuts of my yard. Now, moving down to my regular payments. Student loan, Amazon Prime, PureFlix, Healthways, insurance for the kids, Taekwondo, CCRDU, which is my college, and then that is what I have. So for my student loan, my normal payment is $156.10. I'm going to add in $14.79 extra, so I'm going to make a payment of $170.89. So right now, my student loan debt is right at $1,483 and I think 80 cents. So this is going to put me a little bit below, it'll be a little bit over $1,300. In the next week or two, I'm looking for a $600 payment, which will be $500 of that will go towards the student loan, which will put me at about $800. And then I'm planning to pay about another $500 to $600 within the month of April, because I get my supplement at the end of April, which will finish out the student loan. So I gave myself until June 2019 to be done with my student loan, and I should be done in the month of April. Now, that's going to be huge for me, because then I'm going to be able to take this $170 and put it towards baby step number 3. All right, my Amazon Prime, I do not have a payment for that because I was gifted Amazon Prime for the year, so I don't have that payment. My PureFlix is $7.99. My Healthways gym membership is $25. I do not have life insurance for the kids. That's already paid up for the year. Taekwondo is $325. And my CCRDU, which is Christ College, Raleigh-Durham, is $50. That's my online Bible college. If anyone is interested in online Bible school, please look for a link below to check out the school. You can email me or message me with any questions, or you can email the dean of the school. His information is on the website. So if you're interested in doing a Bible college, but you want to do it, you need to do it online, because I'm an online student as well. The information is linked below. So that's $50, and that will come out. Now, as far as my food expense, right now I'm only allocating for groceries at $200, which gives me $50 a week for 4 weeks. But I am going to add some to this. Once I get a little bit of kids' money, I'll add some, because we find our sweet spot at about $75 a week. So I need to add about another $100 to the grocery budget. Just being on keto, some things are a little bit more expensive, especially when I have to get things like almond flour or the bacon bits. That can be a little bit more of a pricey item. I don't buy those every week, so I do have a little bit of leaner weeks, but this will just help me to be able to do $75 a week. All right, for personal expenses, personal care, hair and nails, clothing and shoes, dentist, miscellaneous kids, house, recreation. Gracie, for Gracie, I'm going to take out her $60. She has to have her heartworm test done, and she has to get her nails trimmed and dog food. So probably I may have to add just a little bit here as some additional monies come in, just so she can get her nails trimmed. So depending on how much my heartworm test is, and then I'll get her bag of food. We share that expense with Acro, because Shamika sends his money for his food. Any of her expenses, she takes care of. Any of his expenses, she takes care of. So I do not provide financially for Acro. Shamika provides for her dog. He has his own debit card, and she puts money on there every month. And so she just told me that she was putting money there for him. So I do have to get a new vacuum cleaner, because he sheds. He's almost like molting. He has a thick undercoat, so he is shedding his undercoat. Ma'am does not shed like this. And so I have a pet vac, but what I'm going to do, because Shamika needs a vacuum at her house when she comes to get him in a couple weeks, so I'm going to give her my old pet vacuum, and I'm going to buy a new vacuum, because I am taking on the brunt of the molting at the moment. So she did give me half the money for the vacuum cleaner, and I'll use the other half to purchase a newer vacuum for us. Our vacuum is still very well, but again, we're having a vacuum like twice a day, because he sheds so much. So until this shedding season is over, but Shamika will take the old vacuum, and I'll have a new vacuum. Moving down into transportation. So here, I put in $200 for gas. I just got my oil changed in March, so I don't need that. But I am driving a lot on my vehicle, so I probably will have to get oil changes a little bit more often than I would like. I had been allocating about $120 to $140 a month for gas, but now I'm at $200. So I've taken on more gas, but I'm also able to get some mileage from traveling. If I have to go to more than one job site on any given day, then I'll travel, you know, that I can count that travel. So I can probably say that I'm going to add in about $50 at the end of the month, which puts me down to spending really out of pocket about $150. But I just go ahead and budget for it, and then I'm not worried about it later. And then finally, down in my miscellaneous category, I have my church tithe and offering. Right now, I have that at $500 because that is off of my gross income. I do tithe off of my gross income, not my net income. And since we have been doing that, we have paid off more debt. We have been provided for so much. So that is non-negotiable in this house. We paid 10 cents off of every dollar that comes through our hands, to include any gifts, any child support, anything that comes through the doors. God gets his share, and he has blessed us so abundantly. So that gives me a zero balance. Once I have put in all of those categories, I am now at a zero balance, which is my income minus my total expense. Now, some of these things may be subject to change. I do try to keep these same categories and not have just simple random spending. We do have some cash categories, which I will go to the bank and do cash for lawn care. I will do cash for groceries. I will do cash for Gracie, and I will do cash for, nope, that'll be my total cash categories for the month. Now, moving back up to my actual categories, which is here, I actually received $51.27 for my gas reimbursement. So what I'm going to be able to do now is I forgot that I had an event this month in April, and I do need to I need to pick up 3 gifts. So this will help me to pick up those gifts because I did not allocate for it anywhere else in my original actual budget. So that will help me from overspending in a category. If I have to borrow money from a category, and Dave does not encourage this, I will take it from my grocery budget because I can always use coupons to get cheaper groceries. So let's just do a quick final wrap up of the monthly budget and talk about my student loan debt. Okay, you guys, so that wraps up our April budget. So let's talk a little bit about that $1,483.80, I believe is the right number. So here's how we're going to tackle that. I will be making my minimum payment, which is $156.10. Of course, I'm adding in $14. So I'm going to make a payment of $170.89. That should take me down to $1,300 and some odd dollars, $10 and some change. Within the next week to 2 weeks, I'm supposed to get a large lump sum of $600. So I will pay a tithe off of that. And then I will take 500 of those and put towards the student loan, which should take me down to about $700. I may do $400 to $500 depending on if I need to do anything else that I'm not remembering at the moment. That will take me down to about $700 to $800 still owed on the student loan. If I'm fortunate enough, I'm going to be able to toss another $500 at that student loan debt within the month of April. At that point, once I get paid again at the end of the month, which I get my supplement in the month of April, I will have all the monies that I need to be able to put towards the student loan debt and be finished with it. That will mean that I was done May, June, 2 months earlier than my original date for the being completed with my debt. And then I'm going to move on to baby step number 3. I will bring you along on that journey to share with you how much we're saving. I do want to make sure that I am saving 3 to 6 months worth of income. So for us, that would be between $9,000 and $18,000. We're right at about $3,000 as far as monthly expenses. So 3 months is $9,000, 6 months is $18,000. So I do want to make sure that I am staying faithful to that, and also trying to save towards a newer vehicle, because at some point I am going to have a newer vehicle. I have about 200,000 miles on my car, and I took it in for oil change with the exception of one thing. Oh, I do need to have my serpentine belt changed. So that's about $100. And he said probably by the next oil change, just try to plan for that. So I will have to pay for that, but I am planning to save up for my 3 to 6 months. I may do 3 months and then try to do the next 3 months to save up enough for a vehicle. So that is my plan. But I am so excited, you guys. Honestly, I don't think that 2-3 years ago I could have been at this place because my thinking wasn't correct. So I'm just going to encourage you guys, think differently about your finances. My daughter paid $4 towards her debt snowball. And I'm like, $4? Who pays $4 to their debt snowball? The person who wants to be out of debt. Because I could have bought something with that $4. I mean, you know I love the grocery store. But she felt it so important to be able to have that debt gone that it was like, do whatever you can. In May, the kids and I, once it gets a little bit more warm, the kids and I are going out to the garage and we're going to clean out our garage. We have things that can just either be donated, and we're going to probably try to have a little mini yard sale. And so we're going to just make whatever little bit we can make and then donate whatever we don't make anything off of and clean out those spaces. Go ahead and get some finances in. I may try to give the Facebook Marketplace another try. Definitely going to get my eBay up and going over the summer so I can have a little bit of a side hustle going on because I don't get paid in June and July. So I'm going to, from the end of May, my last paycheck is the end of May. I don't get another paycheck until the end of August. So we have to make it through. So I am going to definitely try to have some side hustles this summer so we're not trying to just be so squeezed as far as our finances are concerned. So if I can do it, you can do it. God has been faithful to us. He has really shown himself faithful in provision for us, but also in giving my mind the opportunity to grasp the concept of gazelle intense. I probably would be exactly where I was, you know, last year at this point if I hadn't changed my mindset about my finances. And getting out of debt is the most important thing so that I may begin to build some wealth. I will probably be looking at some of my investments. I have 401k, but I'm going to probably be looking at that to make sure that I'm getting the most back from those investments that are being made. That, of course, is not on my radar right now because I have to get my mind right towards that as well. But I'm excited about this. You guys, I am about to be out of debt with the exception of my home. And for that, we are good. We can work on that, getting the home paid off. I actually have been thinking about and toying around with putting the house on the market and looking for a different house. But I am not at that point just yet, but I am thinking, praying about it. I do believe that I have a home in mind that the Lord has given me, and so I'm just going to be praying about that. But some other priorities, we've been here 3 years and we still have some time to be here. So I'm thankful for what the Lord is doing in his provision for us. So anyway, I do want to thank you guys so much for stopping by our channel. I want to thank you for all of your continued support. Those of you who just encourage us to keep going, we do appreciate you. If you're new here, we love to keep you as a part of our YouTube community. Go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. Also hit the little bell, that way you never miss an upload from us. If you like this video, thumb it up. If you know any single moms out there that are struggling with their finances and would really benefit from this video, please feel free to share it. Sharing and liking and subscribing really helps our channel. I really want the channel to grow. So if you feel like this is a share-worthy video, I am going to ask that you would share it. Also, thumb it up. Have some of your friends check it out. You know, it just helps us to get the word out there about what we're doing and what the Lord is doing for us. So we're thankful for each and every one of you. We send you many blessings from our home to yours, and we'll see you next video. Bye now.